I'm in front of the cameras today because I really need to talk in order for me to start my healing process. For 2 weeks, I was not allowed to defend myself because I was following a procedure where the law obligated me not to talk until I was in front of a judge. Thank God this claims were proven to be false, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It has been so painful. It has been devastating for me, for my family, for my friends. I don't wish this upon anybody. To the person that was claiming this nonsense, I wish him the best. And I wish he finds the help so he can start a new life filled with love and truth and joy, and he doesn't hurt anybody else.
Singer Ricky Martin there, speaking out about these allegations that blew up everywhere around him potentially having this incestual relationship with his nephew, and which also apparently, after it broke down, then according to the nephew at the time, said that he harassed him, that Ricky Martin harassed him, and then he had to put out a restraining order, which was granted. That's when everything really started catching fire. But he did want to respond and point out. But let's talk about everything that went down because things have calmed down for him. As of yesterday, we'll see. Because these allegations emerged on July 1st when a judge granted a temporary restraining order against Martin under Puerto Rico's Domestic Violence Prevention and Intervention Law, also known as Act 54. That's why he was saying he couldn't speak about it and he had to wait until there was a time when the law would allow him to. So the identity of that person, as I pointed out, was at first kept secret. However, after rumors emerged online last week, Martin's representatives confirmed that the son of the singer's half-sister had requested a protection order against him. He went to the court voluntarily to request the order, claiming he sustained a romantic relationship with Martin for 7 months and now, quote, fears for his safety, is what that order reads. They separated 2 months ago, but the respondent does not accept the separation, is what he said of Martin, according to that order, adding that the singer calls him frequently. He also accused Martin of hanging around his residence on at least 3 occasions. Now, Marty Singer, who's also one of Ricky Martin's attorneys, previously told NBC that the person who made this claim is struggling with deep mental health challenges. Ricky Martin has, of course, never been and would be involved in any kind of sexual or romantic relationship with his nephew. And in a Facebook live stream this month, Eric Martin, again, one of Ricky's half brothers, also said the allegations were made by a nephew who suffers from, quote, mental health problems. Now, this is potentially why things have shifted for him. It's gone from all those allegations to the restraining orders to then maybe some family members pointing out that there's maybe some other things happening here. But this is what I think has Ricky Martin breathing a sigh of relief, because the judge lifted that temporary restraining order against him on Thursday at a hearing in San Juan. According to a police spokesperson, Alex Valencia, the order will be archived since there's nothing criminal pending against him. And in a statement to CNN, attorneys for Martin said Thursday the protection order was lifted after the nephew had asked the case be dismissed. Curious. The accuser confirmed to the court that his decision to dismiss the matter was his alone, without any outside influence or pressure. That's what they also said. Lastly, quote, "This was never anything more than a troubled individual making false allegations with absolutely nothing to substantiate them," is what they added. "We're glad that our client saw justice done and can now move forward with his life and his career." I think this is still gonna hang over him, Ricky. There's many people who may see this restraining order get lifted or get turned down. The nephew then saying, "Yeah, I changed my mind." And as Ricky Martin was pointing out, he thanks people for their love and their support, but there's still some people, because I checked some of those comments, that are like, I think you paid him off. There's always gonna be those doubts, and I don't know if we're ever really gonna know.
I agree. Stuff like this always is an eye opener because you never expect it, but that's usually how it goes with our authentic reactions as human beings. Here is what I will say. It obviously came out of left field. No one saw it coming, but NBC News reported, and I'm just gonna read a quote here. "The man told police he answered a phone call from a Canadian area code at 9:05 p.m. and heard a man's voice threatening him with death if he spoke at the hearing." The police statement said, 1 minute later, he received another phone call from a New York number in which a man named the street where he lives. These are serious allegations. So Ricky Martin can, have a sigh of relief here. But if this is true, this is witness intimidation. Or I'm sorry, it's basically threatening. And I think this needs to be fully investigated, and the journalists on the ground and the reporters on the ground need to ask about this, because I feel like in almost every article I read, this was a key piece that was missing in this story.
Right, and honestly, it probably won't be, especially with this aspect then being there. Like, why would they investigate now? I assume there's plenty of other things they would rather do, especially when it comes to a big name person like this. So yeah, that clarity, that truth, that investigation, I'm sure many people will be looking for. I don't think it's gonna happen. That's the sad part. But I think that happens probably the majority of the time that these types of situations, accusations tend to go down, and maybe sometimes it's good, and maybe sometimes things just got covered up.